This is a very interesting article that Dee Lee, a CFP Harvard Financial Educator, read on a New York radio station. For those of you who didn't hear it, this is very profound. This is a heavy piece, and a Caucasian wrote it in reference to African Americans. I asked the question, my brothers and sisters, is there any validity in her statements? This is what she read. They are still our slaves. We can continue to rake profit from the blacks without the effort of physical slavery. Look at the current method on containment that they use on themselves. Ignorance, greed, and selfishness. Their ignorance is the primary weapon of containment. A great man once said, the best way to hide something from black people is to put it in a book. We now live in the information age. They have gained the opportunity to read books of any subject through the efforts of their fight for freedom. Yet they refuse to read. There are numerous books readily available at Borders, Barnes and Noble, and Amazon.com, not to mention their own black bookstores that provide solid blueprints to reach economic quality, which should have been their fight all along. But few read consistently, if at all. Greed is another powerful weapon of containment. Blacks, since the abolition of slavery, have had large amounts of money at their disposal. Last year, they spent $10 billion during Christmas out of their $450 billion in total yearly income, which is 2.22%. Any of us can use them as our target market for any business venture we can dream up. No matter how outlandish, they will buy into it, being primarily a consumer people. They function totally by greed. They continually want more with little thought of saving or investing. They would rather buy some new sneakers than invest in starting a business. Some even neglect their children to have the latest Tommy or FUBUs, and they still think that having a Mercedes and a big house give them status, or they have achieved their dream. They are fools. The vast majority of their people are still in poverty because their greed holds them back from collectively making better communities. With the help of BET and the rest of their black media that often broadcast destructive images into their own homes, we will continue to see huge profits like those of Tommy and Nike. Tommy Hilfiger has even jeered them, saying he does not want their money. And look at how the fools spend more with him than ever before. They'll continue to show off to each other while we build solid communities with the profit from our business that we market to them. Selfishness, ingrained in their minds through slavery, is one of the major ways we can continue to contain them. One of their own, Du Bois, said that there was an innate division in their culture, a talent tent, he calls it. He was correct in his deduction that there are segments in their culture that have achieved some form of success. However, the segment missed the fullness of his work. They didn't read that the talent tent was then responsible to aid the non-talent 90% in achieving a better life. Instead, the segment has created another class, a bumpy class that looks down on their people or aid them in a condescending manner. They will never achieve what we have. Their selfishness does not allow them to be able to work together or any project of endeavor of substance. When they do get together, their selfishness let their ego get in the way of their goals. Their so-called help organizations seem to only want to promote their names without making any real change in their community. They are content to sit in conferences and conventions in our hotels and talk about what they will do, while they award plaques to the best speakers, not to the best doers. Is there any end to their selfishness? They steadfastly refuse to see that together each achieve more. They do not understand that they are no better than each other because of what they own. As a matter of fact, most of those buppies are about 1 to 2 paychecks away from poverty, all of which is under the control of our pens in our offices and our rooms. Yes, we will continue to contain them as long as they refuse to read, continue to buy anything they want, and keep thinking that they are helping their communities by paying dues to an organization which do little other than hold lavish conventions in our hotels. By the way, don't worry about any of them reading this letter. Remember, they don't read. This is vOICEbBOX.